these beautiful ingredients here are about to convert into a goulash soup. And the goulash soup is using one of my most favorite functions of the TM6, and that's the slow cooker. So if we go over to the machine here, you can see that I'm in cookie dough, and I've actually searched the word goulash and it's come up with goulash soup. And here's the recipe here. I'm just going to click on it because I'm making it right now and start cooking. So my very first step is to place some onions into the bowl. I'll just tear those scales back because I just took the lid off. And it's asking me to place 200 grams of brown onion into the bowl. 2 garlic cloves. And to insert the measuring cup into the mixing bowl lid. Pop the lid on. You'll notice that the timer has set 4 seconds, and it's asking me to turn the speed selector to speed 5. Press next. Scrape down the sides of the bowl. If you have a look in there, you're going to see that it's chopped those onions and garlic for me so beautifully. And I just scrape down the sides of the bowl as it's instructed. And press next. Add 20 grams of olive oil. I just love the scale. It even, as you can see, measures liquids. There we go. Add a tablespoon of sweet paprika. A half to 1 teaspoon of hot paprika. Look, if you didn't want to use hot paprika because you've got people in the family who can't bear spicy food, just add an extra teaspoon of paprika. I haven't got any paprika, so I'm using cayenne pepper. A teaspoon of ground cumin. And a teaspoon of dried marjoram. Put the lid on. 4 minutes. It's aiming for 120 degrees, and turn speed selector to speed 1, and it's now sauteing. Fancy being able to saute those onions and garlic and be able to walk away from the bowl for those 4 minutes. It's fabulous time saving. Whilst it's cooking, I'm able to press on these 3 dots here and bring up the recipe details so that I know what's coming next. So if I didn't have all my ingredients already prepared, I can actually look down here and see what the following steps are going to be after the onions have been sauteed. So this is a great way of being prepared for the next stages. Up here. Just press continue. Scrape down the sides of the bowl. If you have a little look in here, without steaming up the lens, you can see that it's sauteed all those bits and pieces with those lovely spices. Oh my God, it smells delicious. And I'm ready to move on to the next step. Add 300 grams of stewing beef cut into 1 centimetre pieces. This is just gravy beef. I know it's going to tenderise beautifully over a 2.5 hour slow cook. Ooh, it's a little bit more than 300, but that's okay. 20 grams of tomato paste. This is my own tomato paste concentrate, which I make. Absolutely lovely. Freeze it into ice cubes, and it's perfect. It's got no nasties in it, and is delicious in flavour. Without the measuring cup in place, 2-speed. Soft. It's put itself into reverse so that the meat doesn't get shredded as it's being stirred through the onions, and it's going to continue cooking and sauteing for another 4 or 5 minutes. So one of the reasons why we absolutely love the Thermomix is that whilst it's cooking, it doesn't need to be babysat. So it frees us up to get other things done. So whilst it's doing that 5-minute cook, I'm getting some of my cleanup done here at the sink. All right, so it's asking for me to add 400 grams of canned chopped tomatoes. But I like to use my passata that I make every year in my Thermomix during the tomato season. So I'm going to add a jar of this. I think it's around 400 grams. Let's have a look. Yeah. 400 grams or thereabouts. A 100 grams of chopped carrot, some celery, I only had 100 grams of that, and 80 grams of red capsicum, and some potato cut into small cubes. $500 grams of water. Half a teaspoon of ground black pepper. A tablespoon of chicken stock. Oh wow, the chicken stock is absolutely beautiful. The chicken stock paste that we make in Thermiland. I absolutely love it. It gives everything the most wonderful flavour. Two dried bay leaves, and 2 to 3 allspice berries, otherwise known as pimenta. Stir with the aid of the spatula. So just give it everything a bit of a stir. I'd like to come right over and have a look over the bowl. Beautiful. Oh, it smells lovely already and hasn't really even started cooking much. There we go. I'm happy with that. Put the lid on. And now it has put itself into slow cook mode. You can see we've got 2 hours and 20 minutes on the timer, and it's going to be cooking at 95 degrees. And to engage it to start, all I have to do is turn that. And it's off and running, slow cooking for the next 2 hours and 20 minutes. So my Thermi is calling me. The slow cook has finished. And it's asking me to serve it garnished with fresh parsley and warm crusty bread, but I'm going to serve it in about an hour. So what I'm going to do is pour it into my beautiful thermo server here, and in readiness for a hearty feast. Look at that beautiful soup. Oh, yum. It smells divine as well. The slow cook function of this machine is absolutely perfect. I'm loving it.